takes a tiny corner of this great big world to find a place that you love.
Finally, after years of fundraising and all of your help, the community is going to be opening a brand new hospital for the Chinatown community. So congratulate all of yourselves.
San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger wait. Offers only make me love you best. Tell me you're the heart of all the golden west.
I think that during all the history of Chinatown, this is the most expensive facility ever built.
Time of 1979, when we were out of compliance and the federal government felt that small hospitals weren't necessary. But people like my colleague Norman Yee, folks like our former police chief Fred Lau, our former police chief Heather Fong, our school board member Sandra Lee Fewer, they always carry as a badge of pride the fact that they were born in Chinese hospital.
And in the most demonstrated, wonderful, generous fashion, the community itself, the family associations and members of who were not members of any family association, put nickels and dimes and quarters and whatever they earned together to produce that facility.
So many of you, for many decades, understood those barriers and came together and said, not only do we want a modern hospital, but we also want a hospital that can treat anybody of any background, of any language. And that's what our Chinese community has contributed to San Francisco. It's a hospital and a health plan and a health service that is accessible for everyone.
I've done a lot of downtown San Francisco work. This project is very unique. It's so tight, you know, because of the community here, with the produce, the fresh produce market across the street, and the fish markets. We have the elementary school behind us. We have residential. We're literally surrounded by everything here, so we had to be really aware of our surroundings when we came in here, and to make sure that we didn't affect the community in a negative way.
I call it the biggest little project in California, and I call it that because of the constraints we had in how to build it. We had to build it from Jackson Street. We only had one side and 4 parking spots. So logistically, this is probably one of the hardest projects to build. We have the ambassadors who are actually doing all the crowd control and street control with the signs. And they're the ones that also communicate to the merchants as well, because we have 4 of them out on the street every day. But we make sure we talk closely with the merchants to understand their deliveries. And when we make sure that the road is open for their deliveries and that timing. We don't have deliveries come in if it's going to conflict with theirs. We make sure of things like that. We help them out. You will see many times the construction workers over there helping them move crates, fish, whatever we have to.
I think it could be frustrating. If we had a large crane coming in that we were going to inconvenience the street, we would do that outreach first. If we did need to take some of the delivery lane because of that equipment coming in for a short period of time, we did the outreach to the merchants to let them know that that was coming, and we tried to work with them. When we excavated our soil here, we staged all those trucks off-site. We staged them down on the Embarcadero, and we called them up one at a time. So we didn't just back trucks up and just, you know, clog up Chinatown. And then that's one of the agreements we made with the city of San Francisco that we would do to limit, you know, the truck traffic on Jackson Street. Normally, when you're building a building, the crane can go outside of the building envelope. You know, the temporary hoist to bring workers up and down the building can go outside the building. We didn't have that luxury here. We didn't have the room. Both of those had to go within inside the building envelope. And that added a whole nother dimension of planning, just to make sure that we're putting those in the right place where we could actually still build the building, but keep those in place and be able to remove them.
Let's give a big hand for our people back.
say we had a few different milestones that were really important to us. One was when we topped off with the steel and we had the celebration with the mayor and everyone signed the last beam. That's a big accomplishment for the construction crew of having the structure up, the backbone is up. The next was the following year where we were sealing up the building and we've been in a drought and we would say, okay, you know, it's unfortunate we're in a drought, but it was actually advantageous to us as we were trying to close up this building. And so we knew the rains were coming in December and it was everything for us to get the building closed up. And we got it done by Thanksgiving, and the following week it poured. So it was hilarious, but we have been really lucky. It's like the stars always line up for us.
This project is permitted in 6 increments. When we get on the project, they get 3 increments that are permitted. So we are hired to complete the entire permitting process and also to complete the construction. We have to make sure that we get the permit in time to make sure that the construction doesn't stop in the middle. And there are times that the contractor will tell us that by a certain time, if you don't get the permit, we will have to stop. So I think schedule was the biggest challenge. How can we fit all those tanks underneath that sidewalk and then be able to fit into the building, and how that generator, usually you have land to put it on the ground, but we have to put our emergency generator on the roof.
喺新大樓開幕前夕，院方邀請咗醫護人員瀏覽，睇到美輪美奐嘅設計同埋全新嘅先進醫療設備，令到唔少已經退休嘅醫生都開玩笑咁話：呢個令佢哋想再度行醫。
Oh, absolutely. I think it almost makes me want to go back into practice.
For myself, yes, because it's kind of like coming back and giving back to the community. And like I said, I feel so proud that we have the opportunity to help complete this project.
I didn't even know there was a Chinese hospital in San Francisco. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that's gone into this building to make sure we're getting the quality building we want, as well as the timing. We're hitting budget. It's really a team effort. I think everyone will be very happy. It's truly a blessing, and I just am really proud that I got to be a part of it and be a part of this history. It's really been a pleasure.
It's been a great job. I mean, for me, I think I was just telling somebody the other day, this is the funnest project I've ever done. I mean, it's just the challenge of building in such a tight area, and you know, being able to figure that out and having it be so successful. I mean, you know, hopefully I'll be able to do another job like this, but I doubt it. This is a very unique project.